Welcome to Science Easy Tech channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about facilitators of communication and barriers of communication, which comes under the subject communication and education technology. So the same topic has been discussed in nursing foundations also. This video will be useful for Bsc Nursing students and post-basic Bsc Nursing students. Before moving on to the topic, if you are new to Science Easy Tech channel, just take a moment to subscribe our channel and also to press the notification bell icon in order to get connected with our latest updates. Let's move on to the topic. First, we will see the facilitators of communication. Then we will be seeing barriers of communication. What are the 7 C's of communication? The 7 C's of communication are completeness, clarity, courtesy, consideration, conciseness, concreteness, correctness. Completeness, clarity, courtesy, consideration, conciseness, concreteness and correctness. So these are the 7 C's for effective communication. So whatever you are telling, you have to say it completely. Clarity should not be unambiguous. So you have to have clarity of information. Courtesy should be there and consideration should be there. It should be concise or precise and it should be concrete. It should not be too abstract, and correct information you have to give. So these are the 7 C's of effective communication: completeness, clarity, courtesy, consideration, conciseness, concreteness and correctness. These 7 C's are going to facilitate your communication process. What are the other attributes which are going to contribute to the communication process, or which are going to be a facilitating factor for communication factors? Are positive attitude. So if you are going to have a positive attitude about a person, about a particular thing, about a particular area of interest, so the communication will be better. Improving communication skills. So if you are having a thought to improve yourself in your communication ability or skills, then you will be generally interested in learning new skills and using effective communication techniques, etc. Getting feedback of communication skills. Suppose if a student teacher has taken a class, so after that she is getting feedback from the teacher as well as from other friends and co-classmates, whether her communication is good, whether she has taken the class nicely, like that. And also about your communication skills, how you have performed, how you have talked. So you have to get the feedback from your friends or relatives or whoever is watching it. Next, goal oriented communications. Communication is not simply talking and going on. There should be a goal or purpose. So in a professional communication and all, the communication should be pakka enough in order to have a professional goal oriented direction. Suppose if you are going to talk to the patient also, you cannot talk a lots of stories, your stories and their stories, like that. So what is your ultimate goal in order to improve the health quality of the individual? So as much as possible, early recovery is going to be your focus, and making the patient independent is going to be your focus as much as possible. So you have to target on your goals and you have to collect the information from the patient according to the goal. Next, using creative alternative approaches. So you have to use various approaches or techniques of communication in order to make the communication more effective and in order to get the information more accurately. Minimizing negative impact. Suppose if you are going to have a negative impact about a particular person or a particular thing, then you will not open up, you will not have better communication with that person or with that particular idea. So always minimize your negative impact. Warmth and friendliness. You have to be very warm and friendly nature should be there. Okay, so here openness and respect. You have to be very open towards the communication, and also give a mutual respect to one another whom you are communicating. Empathy should be there. So already I have told the difference between sympathy and empathy in many videos. So empathy, okay, so you yourself you are thinking in that position of others, how they are feeling at that particular scenario. So like that you are thinking. So next is comfortable environment. Think that if the environment is going to be very comfortable, it is going to facilitate the communication in a good aspect. It can be the physical environment, psychological environment, whatever it may be, the social environment, everything should be in a comfortable thing. Next is barriers of communication. There are so many barriers. First is physiological barriers, second is environmental barriers, third is psychological barriers, fourth is social barriers, fifth is cultural barriers, sixth is semantic barriers, and seventh is organizational barriers, and eighth is communication process related barriers. So we will see one by one. So first, what it is? Physiological barriers. So physiological barriers itself, it is due to any physiological functioning of the individual. Some people will be having whatever they are learning, they will forget very easily. Okay, memory problems, some brain related problems, memory retention problems, everything, forgetfulness. So that and all can be a physiological barrier. Some will be having lack of attention deficit. If you are not concentrating, if you are not attentively listening to particular thing, you may not able to have a proper communication. So lack of attention and discomfort due to illness. When you are ill, you may not be able to communicate properly, you may not be able to concentrate on something properly. Poor sensory perception, either vision problem, hearing problem, like that and all, no, also can lead to poor perception. Then hearing problem, already I have told. Then poor listening skills. Some people will not listen, just they will be physically present, mentally absent, like that and all. Next, information overload. Too much of information at the same time also can lead to defective communication. For example, if I am going to take class, only 45 minutes to 1 hour will be the attention span of a normal individual. So repeatedly, continuously, without giving break, I am going to take 4 to 5 hours, means whatever the information is going to be gone is overloaded, and they may not be able to concentrate on it. Then gender physiological differences. Gender physiological differences, suppose males and females, the attention span is different, the communication pattern will be different based on some males, they are over talkative, like that and all, they have good communication skills, like that and all. Okay, some aspects females have better communication skills than males, like that, vice versa. Next is environmental barriers. Loud background noise. So if you have loud background noise, think that when you are talking to someone and in the home the children are keeping the TV very loudly, so you cannot communicate to them properly. Poor lighting. Poor lighting also is going to be a hindrance to the communication. Uncomfortable setting. Okay, if your the setting is not comfortable, the environmental setting is not comfortable, or is having some electricity problem, anything in that matter, or no ventilation, so that also can lead to barrier of communication. Next, unhygienic surroundings and bad order from the surroundings. If the surrounding is unhygienic, then you will not be in a comfortable position to communicate in that scenario. Very hot rooms and very cold rooms also will be a problem. Too much of hot, too much of cold, again it's an environmental barrier. The distance, very close also, if you are having the person very close also, the communication will become a problem. If the person is at very distance also, you cannot communicate properly. Okay, when you are physically having when you are talking to them directly, if it is too nearby, if it is too far, so at least we are telling 1 arm distance, we are telling so that for an effective communication. Next is psychological barriers. Under that you have misperception and misunderstanding. Suppose whatever they are telling, you are not perceiving it properly, or you have understood it wrongly, that time again it leads to barriers of communication. Distrust. If you are not trusting the people, whatever they tell, you will not accept it, you will not believe it. Unhappy emotions, emotional disturbances, psychotic illnesses or neurotic illnesses, that is mental illnesses, too much of worry, emotional disturbances, sadness, depression, fear, anxiety, confusion, thinking problem, everything is going to be a hindrance or barrier to the communication. Next is social barrier. Social barrier means suppose the social norms, rules and regulations, values, behavior, everything if you are not following or if you are not liking the social taboos or some false beliefs and different social strata, upper income group, lower income group, middle income group or higher class people, lower class facing as society, upper middle class like that and all, and different race, culture, caste, religion, everything is going to affect the communication. So under cultural barriers we have ethnicity, religious, cultural differences, cultural tradition, values and behavior, everything is going to be a barrier to the communication. Next is semantic barrier. So here comes your language barrier. Suppose if we are not knowing that particular language, then we suppose if the patient doesn't know English, if other person is going to talk in English, we may not know. So that is what language barriers. Faulty language translation. Suppose if in language if you are translating it wrongly, if the other person also don't know but he is acting that he is knowing that particular language, he is translating it very faultly, then again it is going to be a barrier for communication. Individual differences in expression and perception, how they are expressing the thing, how they are perceiving the thing, past experiences of an individual failure to listen. So everything is going to affect your communication process. Next is organizational barriers and communication process related barriers. Organizational barriers, no, you have a proper channel of communication. Suppose if in your college, if you have to talk to the principal straightly, you cannot go and talk to the principal. You have to go through proper channel. You have to talk to your coordinator, then to your HOD, and finally to the principal, like that. So the channel of hierarchy is there. Organizational policy, rules and regulations, any technical failure. Suppose if we want to send an email, for example, suppose suddenly there is an issue in net, okay, or there is an issue in server is busy, like that and all. So time pressure, so within what too much of time pressure, workload, complexity of organizational structure due to hierarchy means whom to report, with too much of in big institutions, no, in corporate institutions and all, you have a different channel of hierarchy. So next is size of the organization, whether it is small or whether it is big, so that also is going to be affecting your communication process. Next is communication process related barriers. So here your unclear and conflicting messages. So if your message is unclear or if it is conflicting, stereotypical approach, so repeatedly doing the same things, inappropriate channel of communication, using the inappropriate channels. For example, if you are going to communicate to a person who doesn't know how to use an Android phone, how to open WhatsApp, so for such person and all, if you are sending some messages through WhatsApp or if you are going to send a message through email and all, they may not be able to know. So inappropriate channels of communication and not giving proper feedback. So even though if you have seen the message, if you are not replying it, if you are not calling them and talking to them, or if you are not texting it, then again it is going to be a problem. These are all comes under communication process related barriers. Hope this video is clear for you all. If you like my video, please give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to Science Easy Tech channel. My previous videos link I have given in description box, suggested end card and iCard, or you can watch our channel playlist for more nursing related videos as well as videos related to intermediate science subjects. Thank you friends. Keep supporting to Science Easy Tech channel.